The cameras were already rolling, the bright studio lights reflecting off the polished floor as the audience's chatter filled the air. Kelly Clarkson's show had promised a special surprise segment that week, and the buzz in the studio was palpable. Everyone knew Meghan Markle was appearing as a guest, but no one expected the tension that would soon unfold. Backstage, Meghan paced in her elegant designer dress, her hands clasped tightly. She had prepared for the interview meticulously, knowing that Kelly Clarkson wasn't one to shy away from tough questions. Meghan's public image had been under scrutiny for months, and every appearance was a high-stakes game. But today felt different. Something was off. Kelly's team had briefed her on Meghan's possible sensitivities, and she had adjusted her questions slightly. But Kelly, known for her sharp wit and honesty, had a reputation for turning any interview into a no-holds-barred conversation. And Meghan, who had been accustomed to more controlled press encounters, could sense the potential for conflict. The audience settled into their seats as the show began. Kelly, smiling brightly, introduced Meghan with enthusiasm. But as Meghan walked on stage, a ripple of murmurs ran through the audience. Something in her demeanor suggested she was on edge. "Meghan, it's so great to have you here," Kelly said warmly, extending her hand. Meghan nodded politely, taking a seat, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. The first few questions were light: upcoming projects, charitable work, and family life. But then Kelly, with her trademark curiosity, asked the question that would ignite the tension. "Meghan, there's been a lot of speculation about how public life has affected your personal relationships. How do you handle criticism from the media while staying true to yourself?" Kelly asked. The audience held its breath. Meghan's response was measured at first, but there was an unmistakable edge in her tone. "It's a challenge, Kelly. I think anyone in the public eye has to develop thick skin, and sometimes you just have to walk away from negativity." Kelly, sensing the tension, pushed a little further. "But some people say you've walked away a bit too much, even from people who care about you. How do you respond to that?" The room went silent. Meghan's jaw tightened. The cameras caught every micro-expression, the slight flare of her nostrils, the flicker of irritation in her eyes. The audience was riveted. Something was about to give. The atmosphere backstage had shifted. The producers exchanged nervous glances, whispering about how fast the situation was escalating. Kelly, confident in her ability to navigate the conversation, leaned forward slightly, her tone friendly but insistent. "Meghan, people are curious because they want to understand the real you," Kelly said. "We all know the media can twist things, but what about your personal experiences? Can you share a moment when it felt like the world was against you?" Meghan hesitated. Her perfectly rehearsed answers seemed to fail her in the moment. "There are moments," she said carefully, "but not every private struggle is meant for public consumption." Kelly smiled, but her question carried a subtle challenge. "I understand that, but isn't there a part of you that wants to set the record straight?" The tension was palpable. Meghan shifted in her chair, her composure beginning to crack. She opened her mouth, then paused. The audience sensed the standoff, two strong personalities colliding under the unforgiving glare of the cameras. Suddenly, Meghan leaned forward, her voice firm. "Kelly, I appreciate your curiosity, but some questions cross a line. I'm here to talk about projects and positive experiences, not to relive attacks and gossip." Kelly's smile faltered, but she stayed poised. "I respect that, Meghan. But part of my job is to ask the questions people are thinking. I didn't mean to upset you." Meghan's eyes narrowed slightly. "Then maybe we should reconsider if this interview should continue." The words hung in the air like a storm about to break. The audience murmured, sensing the potential drama unfolding. The producers, usually calm behind the scenes, were now on edge. Camera operators exchanged worried glances, unsure if the moment would escalate further or diffuse. And then it happened. Meghan, in a sudden move that shocked everyone, stood up, smoothing her dress. "I think this conversation is over," she declared. The words were crisp, unyielding. Without waiting for a response, she turned and walked toward the stage exit. Kelly Clarkson, caught off guard but maintaining her professional composure, watched as Meghan disappeared behind the curtains. The studio erupted in whispers, the audience unsure if this was a stunt, a real dispute, or something far more serious. The cameras cut to a commercial break, but the drama didn't end there. Social media exploded almost instantly, with hashtags trending about the Meghan Clarkson show fallout. Clips of Meghan's exit circulated, each replay amplifying the tension. The internet was alive with speculation. Backstage, Kelly exhaled slowly, trying to process what had just occurred. Was this planned? A producer whispered. But Kelly knew better. Meghan's reaction was authentic, raw, and undeniable. Something about the questions had pushed her over the edge. Public relations teams scrambled. Fans and critics alike dissected every angle. Some accused Kelly of being too invasive, while others praised her for confronting difficult topics. Meghan's camp released a statement, claiming she had chosen to prioritize her personal boundaries over the continuation of an uncomfortable interview. But rumors persisted. Insiders hinted at months of tension between Meghan and certain media figures. Some even suggested that the argument had been brewing long before the cameras rolled, a culmination of personal and professional frustrations. Meanwhile, Kelly, known for her calm under pressure, addressed the incident in a subsequent episode. Sometimes interviews take unexpected turns, she said. My goal is always to bring honesty and authenticity to my audience, but it's important to respect personal boundaries. For viewers, the incident became an instant pop culture moment, a shocking reminder that even the most polished celebrities can have moments of vulnerability and frustration under the spotlight. And for Meghan Markle, it was another chapter in a life constantly examined, debated, and sensationalized. The studio lights dimmed, the audience filed out, and the rumor mill churned. Everyone had witnessed something unforgettable, a clash of personalities, power, and public scrutiny, all condensed into a few explosive minutes on live television. The question lingered in the minds of millions: what really happened behind the scenes? And would Meghan ever return to the show?